It feels like it wouldn't be a regular day on our new world that we have here if Karen wasn't acting up in some way. I've taken a little bit of a break from covering these kinds of stories because none of them really, I guess, caught my interest, and then on top of that, I felt like I was doing too many of them too quickly, and I didn't really want to wear the whole thing out, I guess. So, yeah, we're back finally again today with another Karen. Now, in a lot of these situations, we talk about Karens when it comes to the mask, right? And it's a lot of the time them refusing to wear one, you know, and having a meltdown in public because they don't want to wear a mask and the store is trying to require one or enforce it. Whatever the case may be, just, you know, something that shouldn't have been turned into a situation as big as it ended up being. But in this one, we actually have a Karen on the defense for masks, right? She's actually trying to make other people wear masks. And, you know, here's the way that I see it, right? Yeah, I wish more people would wear masks. I really do. I think if everyone took the proper health precautions, according to what studies say, then I think we could get this whole thing over and done with a lot quicker, and it would be a lot less painful for everybody. But when it comes down to it, I know that there's a lot of people, they just don't want to wear a mask, and you're not really going to be able to make them. I mean, you see a lot of places, you know, they fine people or whatever. That doesn't really do anything, because how many cops do you know have the time to stop and give people fines for not wearing a mask, especially with how prevalent that it is? I mean, a cop might write, what, 5 speeding tickets a day or something like that? If they were going around getting people for not wearing a mask, they'd be writing like 70 tickets a day. It couldn't happen. You're not going to be able to make some people wear them here in the US. It's not possible. But Karen decided, I guess, to take it upon herself to try and, I guess, get people to wear a mask by publicly shaming them and making comments to them in public. Now, keep in mind, I pretty much never try to talk to people in public. I don't try to be talking to people I don't know. It doesn't matter, man. Like, if they're doing something stupid, I simply just go in the opposite direction. If someone's having a meltdown or acting ignorant, I don't get there and, like, try and, I guess, mediate the situation. I just leave. Like, none of this shit is important enough for people to be putting themselves in the middle of, but let's go ahead and get into it. So, I was just threatened with assault at Kroger in Louisville because I asked another customer to wear a mask and she refused. I reported it to a manager who found her and talked to her but refused to do anything more. His name is Andy and he does not want Twitter to know that. Okay, so this kind of upsets me, if we're being honest. I get kind of mad when I see this because, you know, this whole coronavirus thing has devastated the economy. People lost their livelihoods, a lot of families lost businesses, and the, I guess, overall economic toll that we're facing hasn't even really been determined yet. And in the midst of this shit going on, this woman decided that she was basically gonna try and get this guy fired. She tried to do this big expose, right? Like tagging Kroger in it, trying to really just go after this man and his livelihood because he did not bow to her demands, because he did not bow to what she wanted. Now, let's consider this, okay? Of course, you know, Kroger probably has a mask order, like, hey, you need to wear a mask to come in the store. But can Kroger literally force you to wear a mask? No. Are the managers or the employees at Kroger going to risk their physical health to, you know, escort you out of the store? No. Are the police gonna come and arrest you for not wearing a mask? Do you think they have that much time? No. A lot of this whole, like, mask recommendation thing is simply just recommendation. A lot of the time, they can't force people to wear them. They have no means to enforce it. Like, what the fuck is Andy supposed to do? Is he supposed to come over to her like, hey, you not wearing a mask? Put your dukes up, let's go, and square her up in the aisleway? Like, I'm not getting it. What did you think he was gonna do? I mean, what is he gonna choke slam her to the ground, WWE SmackDown versus Raw type beat behavior, and drag her by her hair out of the store and tell her, now you come back with a mask or you don't come back at all, say? Like, come on. My man Andy is doing a pretty shitty job, if we're being honest. If you've never worked with the public, it sucks. It really does. I would never work retail again, even if I was homeless. He's probably getting paid, what, $15 an hour, if we're including hazard pay, maybe 16, 17. This man is not, you know, flaunting wealth in any type of way. He's making probably just enough to get by, hopefully enough to get by at least, especially with the whole thing going on right now, and that's pretty much it, man. And you're trying to take that away from him because he did not handle your own personal spat that, might I add, you started. That's what I love about Karens. They start these situations, and then they want someone else to finish it for them. They need a manager to finish it for them. They need the police to finish it for them. Have you ever considered this whole situation would not have started had you not fucking decided to speak up and be the masked police of Louisville's Kroger? Have you ever considered that maybe it's not your place to be telling people what to be doing? Even if it is, of course, probably the right thing to be doing right now. Probably something people should be following along with and listening to. You're not anyone's mother. You're not the boss of anybody. If they don't want to wear a mask, you're not going to be the person who hammers it into their head that they need to be wearing that. Like, do you think that this person went into Kroger without a mask? You know, knowing all of the health hazards and everything going on, knowing that it's recommended by virtually all doctors and health professionals and whatnot, and they see you, of all people. But now, like, they see you or whatever, say something to them, and they're like, you know what, man? She's right, I should wear a mask. Now, should they have threatened to assault you? Probably not. That probably was not the appropriate reaction. But am I surprised that someone threatened to knock your lights out? No, I'm not. If anything, I think this manager did the correct thing. He found whoever, I guess, threatened assault. He spoke to her. He probably told her, like, hey, you need to wear a mask to be in here, and she probably told him to go shove it where the sun don't shine. And that's pretty much the end of all what he can do. To clarify, because people keep asking, there was an off-duty cop hired by Kroger as a security guard standing right next to us during this conversation. The law here requires masks to be worn in public. It's also Kroger's store policy. There are signs on the door. He just didn't care. Yeah, I think it's a lot less about him not caring than it is he doesn't want to get sued for touching somebody. I feel like Karens have like this such a constricted worldview that they don't understand anything about anything outside of their realm. If this manager touched her at all, lawsuit right there. If he tried to drag her out of the store, lawsuit. He's fired from his job and everything. What is he supposed to do? And as a matter of fact, the funny thing is if you talk to most retail employees or any of that, and you ask them like, hey, what's the policy about enforcing the mask? They literally tell you like, oh yeah, corporate said that like you gotta remind them to wear a mask, but if they decline, you can't really push the subject any further. You can't kick them out or anything like that, because like, you just gotta consider this, like, even during, like, when a store is getting robbed or something, the employees are not allowed to, like, try and be heroes. They can't just step in and solve this kind of shit. I mean, I don't know what this woman thinks is gonna happen. This manager is gonna come from the top ropes with a pile driver and just completely clean out no mask, but I don't understand. And wow, the security guard at Kroger, I wonder what he was going to do about that situation. You can't, like, what's going to happen? He's going to arrest her, right? I'm assuming that's what you think is going to happen. He's going to arrest her and take her down to the police station. And then what? You know, they're going to be booking her for charges. What are they going to put? Refusing to wear a mask? What are they going to do? I mean, what judge is going to be like, yeah, serve 30 days in prison or whatever because she wasn't wearing a mask? Please explain to me what you think this security guard was supposed to do too. Have to fist fight somebody for not wearing a mask? Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable. That sounds like what he wants to spend his day doing. And once again, if he was there to enforce that rule, do you know how many people are going into that Kroger without a mask? Guarantee. He literally wouldn't be able to keep up. So you gotta just start to kind of figure out in this situation that you kind of caused this. And you're not in the right for doing so, but he didn't care that they weren't wearing masks, endangering his employees and customers. He didn't care that they had threatened to beat up another customer. I didn't feel safe continuing my shopping with them still in the store. Oh my god. They threatened me and weren't wearing masks. Oh my god, you poor pitiful thing. How did you do it? How did you live? How did you survive? I don't know. Oh my god, I feel so bad for you. Out of everyone okay, let's just think about this. Out of everyone I should give a shit about, there's nurses and doctors doing 12 to 18-hour shifts in hospitals right now trying to save people's lives. They're wearing enough equipment to go into the Chernobyl zone, okay? Or I should feel bad for this woman who went into Kroger, started a conflict with someone because they weren't wearing a mask, and then was surprised and upset that the manager did not throw this person to the curb. Who should I feel sorry for? Let me know down below. If you didn't feel safe continuing your shopping after you started an altercation with another customer, then just leave. Go somewhere else. Go find somewhere where people are wearing masks. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but you're a grown adult. You should be able to figure this one out for yourself. And I love, you know, he didn't care that they weren't wearing masks, endangering his employees and customers. Was it more that he didn't care, or that he literally just didn't have any legal authority to do anything to her? And what little authority he did have over her, maybe telling her she can't shop at the store anymore, he can't enforce in any way, because if she gets belligerent and he does anything, he's going to jail and losing his job. Or the person will simply ignore him. And the police, once again, they're not going around and enforcing this like people, I think think they are. Because like I said, if people who were like not following these mask mandates were like getting ticketed, dude, the government would have made like $90 billion this month. It's not happening, folks. It's simply there to try and get people to wear a mask, but they're not forcing anyone to do it. The right thing to do would be to tell them that they can't check out and must leave for threatening another customer and aren't allowed back. Even if they weren't willing to go that far, they should have said, we won't ring you up without a mask. It's the law and it's store policy. You know what's funny? She's making a lot of assumptions about what this guy said to her. She said that he went and found this person, so left her or whatever, found this person and talked to her or whatever. He could have said anything during that. He could have been like, you need to get out of the store right now. You need to go. We're calling the police. This person simply probably just didn't give a shit about anything he had to say because it's the manager at Kroger, and she knows that she's immune from him doing literally anything to her, okay? So he could have said or done anything. You don't know that. You're making a bunch of wild assumptions trying to get some minimum wage, just above minimum wage employee fired from his fucking job. The real right thing that could have been done here is for you to just simply have shut the fuck up and minded your own business. I think that probably could have went well. There's a little saying I like, okay? The grass is always greener on the side that it's tended to more. So why don't you stay on your side of the fucking fence and decide what happens in your own yard rather than going around trying to police everybody else's behavior. Sure, I have a lot of personal interest in things that a lot of other people don't. You know, I wear a mask when I go out. A lot of people don't. Do I feel obligated to step in and demand them to wear a mask or to police their behavior? No, because I have no right to do so. Your life has to be pretty fucking easy for you to be able to just go around in public and start quarrels with people in Kroger in Louisville, Kentucky, and then try to get some manager fired because he couldn't do anything to solve your problem. You know, your life has to be pretty easy. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, not being the mask police in public and starting issues and signing out.